before I have to get ready to go to that wedding. So I got this new Sportwerks in, and I can't wait to dig into this thing. Let's get everything set up here. View your channel. Let's take a look at this thing. This thing is a pretty rad old, for 2007 Nitro, and it's completely overcomplicated. This thing has features that nobody knew they had or wanted, and that's going to be the problem. This thing's going to have more than just a does it run issue. This is going to be a does the reverse work? Does the electric start work? Everything on this thing is just overcomplicated. So it's going to be fun. Maybe. We'll see. But I just picked this up, got it in yesterday. I'm dying to dig into it. So I want to double check I got everything I need. And maybe see if we can get one thing figured out today before I got to go. Let's see here, wait for a few people to show up. We'll start rocking and rolling. SLC Nitro, what's going on, brother? Got ourselves a fun one today. Let's get this off the tripod. Let's take a good look at this thing. This thing is awesome. The condition of it is perfect. It came with the box. I mean, this thing does not look like it's seen any type of use. Bottom of it, look at this thing. There's not a scratch anywhere. A little guy here, maybe a little curb, one little curb shot. We'll give it that. But I mean, look at the chassis. It's absolutely perfect. Phillips head screws, we're gonna love that. The body, she's mint. She is mint. Got some fingerprints, little stuff. But yeah, description was when I bought it. This was taken to a hobby shop. Guy could not get it running. And it was abandoned. So I guess they just said screw it and sold it. So I bought it. It's been ran, obviously. But yeah, she's been a shelf queen for a long time. So this is going to be fun. Noted from the seller, engine is locked up. I've confirmed that. Bob's RC, what's going on, brother? We got ourselves a good one today. We're going to try to get something done. So let me get this, we'll get the body off. We'll take a look at what makes these things what they are. Overcomplicated. Like, this is the funniest thing. Like, I don't know. Seems kind of like a weird situation that they put this truck in. I mean, a stadium truck is usually just a very simple thing. It's a buggy chassis. Maybe it's a little wider, got some bigger tires on it. They're very simple. One servo for the steering, one servo for the throttle. Nice, lightweight, compact, wheelie popper, you know, just something for fun. This thing, on the other hand, has two electric motors on it. One to start it from your the remote, and electric reverse. So this is completely, which is completely unnecessary. You don't really need any of that. But yeah, this thing's pretty wild. Let's get a look at the bottom. Oh, I'm sorry for the hand. There we go. This is what you get underneath. This part doesn't scare me. The engine part doesn't really scare me too much. This is a Toki-based engine. These are just like the Team Infinity engine that we've already rebuilt on the channel. So I know all about these engines. They're very simple. Parts are still available for them, and they're dirt cheap. Actually, I have a old piston rod and sleeve. Supposed to be at a wedding. I'm not leaving till 2 o'clock, OG, and I got my chores for the day done a little early, brother. That's why we are here. All right, this is a cool little setup. Let me see if I can get a good view on this. There's one downside, which we'll get to. These are an ABN sleeved engine. So you have a aluminum, brass, and nickel. These do not last as long as ABC, but as long as you use a higher content oil, I'm only going to run a 20% through it. These are fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're dirt cheap. You can get, I think, a piston rod and sleeve set for this for anywhere between like 20 to 30 bucks. TFM, how you doing? Checking in from the lot. I'll catch you if I can. If not, be safe. All right, OG. Let's send it. Make sure you give me a shout out and stay away from the zombies. Now, one thing that's really cool about this engine, you just have a basic, I'm guessing this is a brass rod, nothing fancy here. is the setup on these. If you look, this piston has one large hole, one small hole, not uncommon. One little oil ring on the top, not bad. But check this out. Let me see if I can get it out. All right, let me get a pick. We can push it through. This is a cool little setup that they have here. You ever get tired of fighting with the little C-clips to hold the wrist pin in? This one you don't have to. There are none. It has a little puck on the end of it, just like this. Basically rides along the sleeve when it goes up and down. That's all that holds it in. Look at this. I'm going to rebuild. I will put a... I'm going to put this all back together. Watch this. There you go. We have a full rotating assembly. Bam. Just like that. Done. Pretty cool little setup. I don't know if it's the best one in the world, but, you know, it works. But, yeah, so we know all about these engines. I'm not worried about the engine. As far as the motor for the starter, that's going to be probably an issue. Harold, what's going on, brother? The reverse. I did get, I just, Rocky Perry, what's going on, brother? You know me, I can't just sit here and just look at anything. So I was tinkering with this yesterday. Kept on telling myself, no, man, content, you got to think about it. Don't, just put it away. We'll deal with it in the morning. And so here we are. The remote does work. Harold says that thing is cool. If we can get it working, I agree. If we can't get it working, I don't know what we're going to do with it. But parts are still available for this, which is really amazing. Probably the hard-to-find parts aren't, but like you can buy a brand new fuel tank. I think I've seen a fuel tank for like $10. Pretty much all your linkages, anything you can think of is available. My goal with this one, what is this? This is that Sportwerks reaction that I sent you the picture of this. A couple of my guys get a little bit of a preview of the pickups. So far, I tried the electronics on it. The radio does work, but I want to figure out what makes this thing tick. This is the box that basically everything works with. It's got to go to a receiver somehow. Yeah, I just never got the name. Yeah, man. The most overcomplicated stadium truck available. Crazy parts are still available. Yeah, and they're dirt cheap. As a matter of fact, I was looking through. I have a full carburetor seal kit here from when I rebuilt the Team Infinity. Yes, sir, 10 scale. But like I said, the main thing that makes this thing very neat. Let me get the remote. I'll show you. All right. Let's tip this up a little. This is the basic remote you get with it. You know, we all love these old school radios. I would love to figure out how to make this thing work so I can use a couple of extra channels on my Spectrum radio and we can get rid of this and go to a more modern radio. But you got these two buttons down here on the bottom. This guy here, push that, it works the motor to put this thing into reverse. This will just go bam, right back. Urban Legend, what's going on? We're doing good today, Urban. Hope you're doing well. We are working on probably one of the most unique nitros that you're going to find. Hybrid did a couple videos on one of these. Now I got one, and we're going to attempt to make this one a runner too. This has a electric motor to work reverse. So you have an electric reverse and an electric start, which is not uncommon. An electric start. Traxxas does it. We all have our easy starts. This one here has this button right here. You'll hit the button one time. Lexi. Oh, my kid's on here. Well, I should get a what? New kid? I got it. So weird it has reverse. Yeah, man, this thing has reverse. And then you hit this button here one time, bam. And then they'll start lighting up the glow plug. Pretty sick. Then if you hit it again, it'll work the electric motor, bam, fires it right up. But this is from 2007. It's been sitting forever. And I don't think it's going to do it. So let's take a better look. Now, like I said, I don't leave nothing alone. This comes with a battery already in the back. Onboard battery to run all that. Battery pack is dead, so we're gonna have to do a little wiring. It's got a basic Tamiya plug on it, so I mean I can make something work. Lex says I should get a what? Okay. Should get a new mouse is what I need to get. Just want to get rid of this. Come on. There we go. Fancy. I should get a helicopter. Yeah, she wants to keep flying, man. I ain't gonna get a helicopter. Your mother will kill us. All right, now, like I said, I don't leave nothing alone. So I wanted to take a look at this yesterday because, you know, it's Christmas every day. I want to open it up. This engine, it is seized. As said by seller, not surprised. So I gave it a little bit of heat, see if I can just give her a, you know, a little once up. And the flywheel just spins. It's not tight. So we're going to have to take the engine out. So I figured while I'm here today, that was my goal. I want to get this engine out, which is not as simple as most nitros because I got 2 electric motors grounded to it. I have an electric start on it. There's a lot going on here. Carburetor is frozen. It needs a Dean's connector. I could probably put a Dean's connector on the end of this, and I can probably find a small battery pack that'll fit in here. It's actually a fairly large battery holder. You can see that. So, I mean, a hump pack, I think that would fit in there no problem. Harold says, yeah, let's break it loose live. We're going to try. We're going to try. What I want to do more than that is I just want to get it out because, like, you're going to see this thing is, excuse the language, 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. It's, there's a lot going on this. So I'm going to try to dig it out because here's my plan of attack. Here's what I plan to do. Yo, look at this. It's got this yellow coupler to hold it on, but Sportwerks, the Sportwerks colors, it's got a lot of blue on it. Got a little yellow too, granted. But I got a blue coupler. I think that would look even nicer. I might put the blue one on there. It's nice when you hang things on the wall and you can just see it randomly. But let's just try it for first things first. Let's just get this engine out. And my plan of attack here is, tell me if you know maybe I should try a different route, is we're going to get this engine out, get it out of the way. We can take off, we got to unbolt the easy start. We'll do that, find a way to ground it, and see what makes it tick. I do not want to hit this easy start until this engine is freed up. Nitro Pimp, what's going on? You got yourself one of these? I'm sure you do. If not, it could be yours. Let's see here. We're going to get the engine out. That'll give us access to the starter system. We'll start that. See if we can get that to work. Make sure everything's copacetic there. And I did try the reverse because there really is no reason I couldn't. I hear the motor going, but I didn't get no motion. Nothing. So something in between here and there isn't happy. I have a new in the box. I have a new box. This is very lightly used, so we're close. But I did get the box. Harold's showing some love to the pimp. Yeah, man. All right. So first things first, I want to just clip some of these prehistoric zip ties. They're so old, they're yellow. Oh, excuse me. And let's start working. I figure just start getting the stuff out of the way that we don't need in the way. That way I can start making heads or tails out of this thing. My kid wants me to get a helicopter. We went from airplanes, now she wants a helicopter. This is going well. Thanks, pimp. All I know of is 5-wire servos. Yeah, 5-wire servos. Both servos still work. But like I said, I want to see what makes this thing tick. And I want to see if I can figure out a way I could get this to work off of my other radio. Mr. RC Goat. Okay, cool. I was like, who? I'm looking up in the chat trying to see if I see somebody. Whoa. I gotta get the old lady has the mouse. So I'm just using the keypad. This thing sucks. All right. don't know if I'm going to deal with this all day. I'm going to go get that mouse. Come on, come on. There we go. Urban Legend, how much was it asking for a friend trying to buy a used nitro? Okay, that's a good question. Would I recommend this for a used nitro for somebody that's getting their first one? Absolutely freaking not. No way. No way. This is going to be a tough one for me. Let's see if I did good. How about we do that? Nitro Pimp. This truck. Mince body. All instructions. Boxes 8 out of 10. Tires are perfect. Super low use. Shelf queen. Let me get a value. What do you think it's worth? You said you bought one brand new in the box. Let's see how far I am off with pretty close. All right. First thing I'm going to do is I want to take this roll bar off. We're just going to get this thing out of the way. Get that bar out of the way. That way I can see what's going on. First things first, let me make sure I have the right size Phillips because I ain't about to be wrecking screws all day. $269.98. Was that brand new cost probably? Okay. I wish I'm more able to my poor spending habits. Nope. Come on, pimp. Kick it out. What do you think a good price for this would have been? Chances are he was probably looking at this on eBay as well. So he probably knows what I paid for it. Me and him travel the same routes a lot. See? 5 pounds of shit. Alright, we're just gonna remove this. There we go. No. The shocks, someone drained them before they shipped it. Okay, he said he paid $280 shipped. All right, I paid 170 bucks. So I would say, I'm on the money. It was like 160 something and change. It was 168, so 170 bucks. What size motor does this have? This has a .18. Like I said, this is a Toki-based engine, and it's the same thing as the Team Infinity that we've already rebuilt on this channel. Parts are still available for those engines, believe it or not. 210 Canadian for me. Yeah, it was a couple more dollars than I wanted to spend, but I would think if you're looking for a clean example, I think the price tag was worth it. All right, got that out of the way. Let's disconnect this linkage. Come on. There we go. Old school servo saver, not bad. All right, we'll just put the screw back in there, save it. Yeah, pimp. Yeah, you did good. Yeah, I was looking to hopefully pick it up for about $1.50. Somebody else kind of really wanted it too, I guess, so. Oh, wow. It's a good gasket. Flathead. It's a hell of a seal that friggin' gasket had on there. I couldn't even pull it apart. There we go. Well, we got the golden goo of death inside that pipe. So somebody ran some after run oil in this thing and really went heavy on it. All right. Looks like someone had the exhaust off because that screw is stripped. We're going to work on that at a later day. Get this out of the way. Get that out of the way. I spent more. Let's see. Harold says, I've spent more on worse. Cough my Revo. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can pick up anything this kind of, this vintage, you know, something from like 07, early 2000s, that's pretty damn clean, and you can get it for under 200 bucks. I don't think you did terrible. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. All right, we got some kind of a bracket here that looks like it's going to that screw there, and that one there, so that's going to have to come off. We got some kind of a brace right there. That should come off pretty easily. Then we got a bunch of shit on the bottom. Okay, let's see, there's our motor mount. All right, let's get the motor mount screws off and see if I can get this thing to at least wiggle. Yeah, since this the motor is tight, like I said, the flywheel seems loose. The flywheel, I could turn the flywheel, a little bit of heat, and I took a flathead to the one side just to see if I can get it to move, and it moves no problem. Problem is, it's just spinning. It's not moving the crank. I spent more. Yeah, okay, Harold, we got that. We already read that. Yeah. At least I'm going to say one thing. The seller was good. I'm going to give him a good rating. He didn't lie about anything. He said the motor was locked up 100%. The reverse doesn't work. I'm sure they didn't test a lot of this. The servos work, so I'm happy with that. Like Nitro Pimp said, 5-wire servos. That's going to be unique. But I was thinking about this. With the radio, the starter part's easy. I mean, the backup part's easy. I know how I can hook that up to my radio, no problem. The problem I'm going to have is the two-stage starter is the question that I'm going to have. All right, that didn't move at all. Okay. Let's put these to the side. Because, follow this, I have to hit the button once, it lights this up, that lights the glow plug. Then I hit it again, then it starts spinning the motor, but it keeps this going. I know how to do on and off, but I don't know how to do like a two-stage. I don't know if I can do that. Lex, no she won't. What? Oh. Man, you're way late on the chat, Lex. If you're going to chat, you need to stay up to date. All right. Let's try to get this motor loosened up. Got a couple here. I believe that's going to go to the starter case. Let's get them out. Got to watch the screws. Looks like these are coarse thread. Motor mount ones are fine thread. And Lex, I disagree with you. Your mother will kill both of us because when she sees the price of what a helicopter costs, finds out I spent that kind of money, she's going to be pissed. Because we know she'll find out. All right. Whole lot of nothing, still not moving. All right, let's get that brace off. Yeah, carb is froze pretty good. We're gonna have to work on that carburetor. 2 screws for that. All right, are we loose yet? Not in the least. All right. Where are we at? All right, we gotta pull a wheel off. What size are these? Big ones. Let's see if I can just grab this quick. There we go. Now we get to take a look at what the hex is. These tires are in incredible shape for as old as they are. Tell you what though, I don't think I'd want to use these on the road for 10 seconds. Look at these things. Look at the knobs on these things. You can tell you take that out on the road, we're going to be in problems. They're going to be big problems. Oh, crap. That sucks. Kind of stuck with what we're going to run on this thing. Maybe not. I could probably make it work. We got pin drive on the back of this thing. That's going to be lovely. God, I hope I never need wheels. All right, let's see if we can get to that brace now. All right, so what's everybody got going on today? I got to go to a wedding later, so I'm busy. But like I said, we got everything done early. Come hang out for a while. I'm going to tighten that. There we go. Okay. Look how hard this thing is just to get the engine out. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to pull that header off. Looks like that bracket is gonna be a problem, and I gotta get those bottom screws out for that mount too because there's grounds on it. This thing sucks already. Jason Ketley, what's going on, brother? I'm walking mom's dog. Then on my bike home, I'll find somewhere to take my rustler. Good idea. Probably 2.5. Let's see. Yep. That's going to be a 2. Got this Sportwerks in. We're going to try getting the engine out and see what we can do with it. No, those are... Wow, that's a weird screw. Okay. Phillips heads to hold the exhaust on. Oh man, this is going to be fun to get to. Come on, laptop. That looks complicated. This thing is overly complicated. Okay, done dealing with you. Put you back. Good reason why you don't see these very often. Most people probably destroyed them and never repaired them because I'm already getting to be aggravated with this thing. Alright, there's our header. The gasket seems like it's in good shape, but I got plenty of them. I'm not worried about it. I only bought mine because it was cheap. Okay. Manifold screws. Put up that. Yeah, I kind of wanted one of these. And then when I seen it for sale, I was like, I think I may have to pick this one up. So I bid on it, and then I got a thing saying that I want it. Like, damn, all right. And it's a good thing we're going live, because now I can go back and figure out how to put this thing back together, because I'm sure this is going to be a blast. Okay. Motor mount screws. Come on. There's that whole bracket. All right, cool. Okay, we don't want to break anything. Get that ground up out of here. See if I can get see if we can get the starter mechanism off. That should help. Worst case scenario, I think if I can't get the parts, I mean, I could always just simplify this thing. Problem is, I think the extras are kind of what makes it cool. So I don't really want to do that. High Velocity, what's going on, man? Come on, you bastard. Hey, this is a pain to get to. Wow. Okay, let's see where we're at. It's like this top plate. If I can get that off, I might be able to just lift it straight out. I think the motors are what's stuck right here. Stop it. Put these screws right back in where we got them. Nice and easy. What else we got here? Michelle H., what's going on? Didn't see you sneak in. We are working on the world's most complicated 10th scale stadium truck. So far, it's definitely holding up to its name, for sure. Try and get this upper plate off. Okay. Got that one. Pretty much got to disassemble the entire thing just to get this engine out. This is wild. Okay. Old fuel line. Haha. There we go. Okay, we got some gifts. Okay, these are your motor mounts. Man, those are about as simple as they get. Look at that. Pretty cool. Put the screws in those so that way I know which one's what. Just little blocks. That's all they are. Non-adjustable blocks. That's some kind of a flower in there. I'm happy we got that engine out. Thank God. So what's everybody else got going on today? Just gonna go and I guess we can work on this engine now. Got it out. Wow. All right. What we got here? Positive, negative. Bam. There's our engine. Yeah, that flywheel's not even tight. All right, cool. That's out, that's out. Figure that out later. All right, put all these tiny screws back together. I'm sure I'm gonna have to figure out where everything goes again anyway. I got some little flowers and stuff in here. So it was used. We got that figured. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we made a mess out of that. Let's check out this engine. Like I said, I finished getting these. No. Somebody's been in here before. These screws are not great. This is going to go for the easy starts. Try to replace these if I can. Get rid of these Phillips screws for sure. No Mugen challenge? No, I wasn't going to go to that one. The electric challenge is at Trains and Lanes next week. I'm going to try to hit that. I'm going to just go enter novice and have some fun. But yes, well aware of that one. That's probably a good time. Like I said, I got a wedding later today, so I'm stuck. Okay. Let's pull this off. Not so bad. Let's take a look inside this thing, see what makes it tick. There's one more screw. Electric motor. Looks like it has a gear. There's your one-way bearing. It's all encased in there. All right. Let's get this clutch off, see if we can tighten this clutch bell up, see what's going on with that. Pull our C-clip off. Yeah, all this stuff is still available. You can buy a whole clutch kit for this thing on eBay for about $5. It's pretty sweet. Let's see what we got going on. Wow, that's a different setup. Check these out. Yeah, it's got to get tightened for sure. Look at these weird looking clutch shoes. Let me see. They like have a step cut into them. They're both metal. Weird. Let's get the clutch tool. See if I can get that clutch off nice and easy without having to fight nothing. Of course not. It's not going to be long enough. It's just a little too short. Yep. Go the old school way. Gonna have to use the pick. Ow. Stab myself once. There we go. That's different. Has a little bushing in between the spring, so that way it'll take up the slack. Got to remember that. Nitro Pimp, yeah, almost 40 Savages now. 43. I never want to have that many. It's hard enough getting the ones I got. Okay. Boop, boop. All right, there's my spring, my bushing, and my shoe. All right. You can see it's just loose. There's no way that's gonna spin anything. All right, let's see what we can do with this. What are those, 8 mil? A little bit. That's all it took. Well, we're already in this far. First thing I got to do, that carburetor is stuck. It is not moving. You can actually move the arm. The arm is moving, but the throttle itself is absolutely jammed. So let's work on that. Then we're going to work on, I'll probably pull the back plate. We'll see what it looks like on the inside. Maybe pull the head, and we'll try to get this thing loose. Yeah, it's tight. Like, real tight. All right, let's see if we can get this carb off. This is a cool style carb. You don't see these very often. They're a pain in the ass because you can't change them out as easy. Somebody put some silicone or something in this. There we go. Maybe we'll end up using that gasket kit I got. They put a screw on each side of the block. Instead of having a pin that goes through and then you have one screw that pulls against it to tighten this up, this just has 2 centering ones, one on left, one on right, that pinches it together. You can see they have threads right inside the carburetor. Kind of sucks if you ever have to manipulate the way it sits. Okay, let's pull the idle screw out, see if we can just remove the whole center. Yeah, so if you wanted to put maybe like a small block HPI carburetor on this, you have to drill it out and tap those so that way you can accept those screws. Yeah, just pulling dust out of this thing. There we go. Let's see if we can get it to move. A whole lot of nothing. Let's see what we can do here. Throw some oil in there. See if I can get this thing loose. What a pain in the ass, these little carbs. Throw some gun oil in there and we're going to work with it. Lots of parts on eBay for that still. Yeah, I know. I've seen that clear body. It was like 25 bucks. I'm like, geez. And it sucks because there's not even a hole for, like, let's say where the they would set the air gap. So I can't even get like a pick in there to kind of motivate it a little bit. Maybe is there? Nope, not at all. Nothing. Let me see if I can get this off. There it goes. Something just moved. Let's tap it back the other way. Wow. This thing is stuck. Let's give it a little heat. Maybe I can get something to break loose. Set it up on something here. Come on now. The Mayhem. The Mayhem was the buggy, was it not? All right, that's getting hot to the touch. Wow. That's amazing how hard this is. I'm going to throw this in a vise and tap on it a little bit so I can get it to come out. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. Got a little movement out of it. There we go. Great success. There we go. As long as you're gentle with things, how you work with them, you're fine. Ugh. Yeah, this thing's got all kinds of funk in it. Look at this. Let's get this thing cleaned up. A little bit of brake clean on this sucker, and I think that'll be all right. And I get to find every cut that I have on my hand. That's awesome. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Like I said, this was just not planned. I had some time left, and having this thing sitting on my bench was absolutely driving me up a wall. I wanted to start working on this thing as soon as I could. looking for. That'll work. Start getting this carb back together. I think that'll work. This laptop and its freaking timeout. My body is rough, but the engine is stout. It was in an LST. What happened? I have a good running Mayhem ST in the shop. I've seen that in the Nitro Pip. Nice. Original bodies are hard to find. Yeah, I got a Kyosho coming my way that's going to be an absolute nightmare to try to find, but I'm going to work on it. Let's see if we can find it. See if that'll spin now easier. Where are we at? Okay, then I guess the idle screw will hold that in place so it doesn't slide. Not a whole lot of gaskets in this thing, surprisingly. Okay, that's cool. Let's get that on there. Tighten this up. Probably gonna have to adjust it, so I'll put some Loctite on this later. We're not gonna do it now. Just a waste of material at this point. There we go. Fully operational carb. Carb is fine. I have to close that gap up a little. There we go. There we go. Okay, one thing done. Carburetor is good. Okay, carb is good. Let's see. Lasso Kid, what's going on, brother? My body is rough. I got that one. I put a 0.46 into a TNX. It's a monster. Damn, dude. It's a lot of engine. Lasso, don't those come with 18s? No, original is a 32, 5.2R. Okay. That's awesome. That's going to be crazy. Everybody can hit that like button on the way in. I appreciate it. All right. All right. So we're back to this engine again. Flywheel is tight now, for sure. Only needed a couple of turns, but that was enough to make my life a little bit harder. But this thing is still tight as a dolphin's ass. I mean, you're not going to get this thing to rotate one bit. Let's try to get this back plate off. Take a look in there. No, let's see if we can use the bigger one. Where's the bigger one? Oh, that's what I was using it for. No. There we go. Phillips screws for everything. Those are for the carb. So what do you think this inside looks like? I'm saying we're going to have a pretty bad gum up issue here. Oh, come on now. Always going to be two of them. Oh, I hate these screws. Hit them with some heat before I strip them out. Yeah, if you don't have the right size. These are snap-on ones. They're good. It's just these things, they just suck. Okay, hold on. Exactly. FX Tamiya engine. Strip them out? Probably will. These tiny little things with the Phillips heads, you should be shot. I'm gonna replace those before I put them back in. Gotta remember, this thing's been together since 2007, so. Yeah, they're screwed. All right, plan B. Yeah, I was never gonna reuse those anyway. Some heat will get them out. No, not this one. I'm gonna trim a slot into them and try to get them out that way. If not, I'll cut the heads off and I'll get them out when I pull the plate off. There we go. They won't come out as a Phillips. They sure as hell will come out as a flathead. That's perfectly fine. Replace both of them. Not so bad. Let's see. And the worst you got to use them is unless you have flatheads that would fit when you put the pull start back. Yeah, this don't even have a pull start, so this is going to be more fun. This is that. This is the reaction. This has a start on the remote. I had to pull out the Dremel every time also. Yeah. I got the engine here. I'm going to try and rebuild it. Yeah, even if I was able to get those out, I probably would replace them anyway because they're garbage. When they built that engine, they meant them to work one time. They did their job. And now that's the end of that. Yeah. That back plate is tight too. Try to be as gentle as you can with the older stuff, but you still gotta get the job done. Maybe give it a grind around the ports. Nah, not worth it. This is an ABN engine. Not really a powerhouse no matter what you do to it. And the battery's dead in that, so let's hope that this will... Come on. Oh, wow. Everything on this thing is hard to do. Yeah, there ain't nothing loose on this engine. I mean, that's a good thing, I guess, but damn. Okay, what are we gonna do? Give her some taps here. One on that corner. One on that corner. One on that one. Wow. Stuck. We'll be in good shape. There we go. There we go. Gross. I'm gonna have to clean this for sure. All right, there we go. Got the back plate off. Nasty stuff in there. I'm gonna have to clean this out bad. Honestly, it doesn't look terrible. The bearings are definitely what's the problem. This thing's got to come completely down. Apparently it came from some sandy conditions. Loose and sandy conditions. All right, here's our glow plug. I wonder. That flywheel's tight. We're gonna spray it out. Let's see if I can get some shit out of it. Okay. There we go. Just like that. What I did was, I have a vise. We don't have to go too crazy. I put a rag around the flywheel, not to damage the flywheel. Hit it with the brake clean. Broke the goo loose. There we go. Not bad. Broke it right loose. Doesn't feel terrible. So run some of that oil through it. Wherever I put it. Okay, put some oil in this thing. There in the intake. I'm gonna throw some down the yap here. And try to get that inner bearing. And the wrist pin. Nice. All right, there we go. The engine's free. just really gummed up. The inside don't look too bad. Not as bad as I nearly thought. I mean, you can see on the rod, there's some there. Not terrible, though. Pretty good. I'll put this back in. There we go. It's got a little bit left in it, I guess. All right, I gotta find some screws for this back plate. Let's see what we got. See if these are going to be the right size. Nope. I don't know if I have any that small. Nope. Oh, all right. So there we go. Engine's out. Engine's freed up. I got to start getting ready. I got a wedding to go to. My friend left fuel in a tank for years. I turned it into goop. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, well, not much you can do with it other than cleaner if it's you got any of that left. But all right, I got to get ready for a wedding. Hope everybody has a great day. So not bad. Next time we come back, I'll have this engine reassembled, and we'll start moving on. See if we can get the starter to work and the reverse, and keep on working on this Sportwerks reaction. Pretty cool little car. I dig this thing. We're gonna have a good time with this one. I think I'll be able to get everything to work. If not, we're gonna start looking for some parts. Wow, that's tight too. I have to clean that. All right, I appreciate everybody for coming out on short notice. Everybody hanging out. I'll catch everybody probably Friday of next week. So until next time, peace.